Hi, welcome to week 2 of Not So PC about PC recovery. In this week I will highlight a little bit more about the PSA, and I will also look at the anatomy changes that have gone on, together with showing you some of the exercises, some of the progress that I'm making. The highlight of this week was without doubt my visit to see Dr. Omar Karim on Wednesday. At that point, the catheter, or PB as I affectionately known it, was removed. That was a massive relief to me. Before the day before, I actually did 10 miles walking with PB attached, so it is possible to do lots of exercise with it. And the other major highlight was it was confirmed by Dr. Karim that they'd caught the prostate cancer early enough and that it hadn't breached the outer areas of the prostate. Everything was contained, and so in theory I should now be cancer free. Okay, please allow me to introduce exactly what went on in my operation. Basically, this is the typical male anatomy, and you can see here this is just showing a couple of small tumours, which is what you can expect at early prostate cancer stages. Basically, these are your seminal vesicles here. These lead into the prostate, and this is basically your prostate acts as a mixing area for your sperm during reproduction. So basically you have input from here, and basically through here is where the sperm will travel. At that point you have a locking system here, which is called your internal sphincter. You also have an external sphincter here, which actually sits on what we call here the pelvic floor. Now the pelvic floor is very important. So that is before that is what my anatomy would have looked like before the operation. Following the operation, it looks something like this. So you can see all of this area here has basically been removed. And what they actually do is they attach now the bladder directly to the pelvic floor. That means that now, rather than having a valve system here, this that actually acts as a bit of a dam throughout the prostate, and another valve system here, I now have a single valve system that's very reliant upon the performance of the pelvic floor. Hence the need for very important Kegel exercises, which I've explained in this week's video. And there is the transformation that has gone on internally within me. Let's look at the PSA graphically. So this would be your PSA level in nanograms per milliliter, and this is age in years. I'm going to start this at 40, 50, 60 and 70. NICE, which is the National Institute for Excellence, states at the moment that the PSA should be around about or below 3 for your mid-50s, 4 for your mid-60s, and 5 for your mid-70s. That will give you a graph, something like this, and basically before this age they generally don't test. However, in America now they are starting to test further back here. Why mine caused such an issue is that mine was, at the age of 47, 5.4. That didn't necessarily mean that at this point I had prostate cancer. It just meant that there was something going wrong within my prostate, whether it be infection, or whether it be cancer, whether it be benign cancer, benign tumour, sorry. Anything going on, and that was a trigger point for me to go and have my tests. So if you're below this line, great, but if you're getting close to this line, then you have to maybe look back at your family history to see where you are, and particularly Afro-Caribbean men also are more prone to prostate cancer. Number ones and number twos, catheter was removed on day 12. I've put 13 days for dry because I don't have any problems with incontinence at the moment, but I've kept it as question mark because I'm expecting trouble, but so far no trouble at all. As far as number twos goes, they were all done and completed by by day 6. Another key area is erectional challenges. Basically, I had a semi after about 5 days, but no further progress down here, and I'm not challenging this area at the moment. Work challenges, after 3 days following the operation, I was already doing a couple of hours a day in the office, and now after 10 days full office duties. Golf challenges, they state that it should take 3 to 4 weeks following operation before you should be putting and chipping. Well, I was putting after 3 days and chipping after 12. The London Marathon challenges are going to be as below here, so they're going to be pretty difficult. However, I am pleased to tell you that after the first 14 days, I've actually started doing my first jogging. So I'm well on my way down this list. Hi, welcome to 2 weeks post-op, and as you can see, the most important thing is PB or catheter gone completely. Also, you can see all of the plasters that I had around this area gone, and it'd be interesting to show you just how excellently the actual operation went. You can see that actually now I don't have a 6-pack, I have 6 holes. I have 5 holes from the operation, with the largest one in the centre, and I have this hole here, which was the hole where the blood drain was. So 6 very small holes. As you can see, extremely neat. Thank you very much, Dr. Karim. On Wednesday, when visiting the clinic, I was basically given a 3.5 hour video of my operation, some antibiotics because the catheter had been taken out and you have to be careful of any possible infection, some pads for incontinence which are designed to just sit inside your underpants just in case you have a bit of a dribble. So far I'm just about using those. And finally this ridiculous thing that I think actually resembles a nappy. So any of you kinky out there, you can have this off me, but I'm not using it. First, let me explain to you about the Kegel exercises or the pelvic floor exercises. These are very critical. You can do the pelvic floor exercises sitting down, standing up. Nobody knows you're doing them, so you won't see anything physical here, but I'll try and explain what happens. Basically, the pelvic exercises, the first one you'll do is to close your anus, your bottom. The second one is to squeeze really tight, and you'll find you feels as though your anus is actually lifting, and then you'll pull very hard on your penis muscles around that area, which are actually what it simulates actually trying to stop yourself going to the toilet when you're bursting. Okay, so basically what you do, it's a 3-stage: close the anus, close really tightly, and then pull. Now, like I say, what you need to do is hold those for around about 5 seconds, then release for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, release for 5 seconds. Do that probably around about 10 times in one set, and probably do about anywhere between 5 and 10 sets per day. The more you do, the better. The other exercise that I'm going to show you today, apart from the Kegel, is something called a plank. I've been very gentle on my stomach so far, but I do think it's important that you start to bring some strength into your stomach, particularly for things like when you sneeze, when you cough. The pain goes through your stomach, so it is good to start building some controlled strength within the stomach. And let me just show you what the plank is. Basically, get down, nice and gentle, legs out, and that is it. Just hold position, hold it, and hold until you feel uncomfortable. You could probably do 30 seconds to a minute, and then repeat the exercise once you've rested. "12 days on, already chipping. Watch this."